Now I can wave.
All right, we are up in one of the probably the few quiet areas of the con, the River Pavilion here at the
This is the only place where you're not breathing other people's carbon dioxide for sure.
Nice and calm, and but I am with Chris Killian, who is going to be writing Santa Spawn.
Well, not Santa Spawn. The book is called I Saw Santa, and
Okay.
it is in the Spawn universe.
Okay.
Yeah. It is co-written by my brother and I, my brother Andrew Sanders, and so we are, we're putting it out. It comes out. The FOC is November 3rd, and it hits comic book shelves November 26th.
So, tell us a little bit about the premise of,
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's in the Spawn universe, and it is the elevator pitch for I Saw Santa is about a serial killer who blames Santa Claus for his tragic childhood. So now he leaves a murdered family every Christmas Eve for Santa to find.
Santa needs gifts too.
Yeah, yeah, right. And but yeah, it's happening in the Spawn universe. It's very much a love letter to Spawn fans. It's chock full of Spawn Easter eggs. There's some cameos I can say that happened in the book that I don't want to spoil. But yeah, it's just as you would expect from a Spawn story. It's very dark, very graphic. It's very much a horror book.
And is this your first foray into comic book
It is.
writing?
Yeah. And it really stemmed from my relationship with Todd McFarlane, who I've been interviewing for comicbook.com for about 10 years now. And over the years, we really just have developed a friendship, dare I say. And I had this idea that I threw at him. I just asked him if Santa Claus exists in the Spawn universe because I'd always felt like Spawn was really missing a good, true holiday special. And he was like, I guess he could, And then after I told him the story, he loved it. We're off to the races we went.
So, taking a step back, and we'll probably come back to the book, but tell us a little bit about your comic book history of comic books as a reader, and I guess content.
Yeah. My very first comic book that I ever got, I still remember my aunt actually gave it to me as a birthday present when I was probably about 7 or 8, and it was Frank Miller's Wolverine #1 was the first book that I ever had from the miniseries, and I actually have that book framed in my office, and that was my first foray into comic books, and from there I just became just an avid collector. We didn't have a comic book shop in my small town where I grew up at. So what we ended up doing was I would go to the gas station, which would have like a comic book rack, and that's where I would get my comic books from. And but yeah, just have boxes and boxes of them now, and and that continued on with Spawn #1, which I had. I still have my original Spawn #1. I probably have the first 50 issues from my childhood of Spawn. Yeah, still to this day.
And so, this being your first writing experience, were there any hurdles, or what was your experience coming into, this as a new writer, I guess?
Yeah, it was. It was incredibly challenging and rewarding at the same time. I mean, I've always wanted to write comic books. I think that I have such a great respect for it, and I think it's so cool. And I consider myself to be a fairly creative guy, but it just seemed like one of those things that was very unattainable. And you know what I mean, like getting your foot in the door and doing that. So I don't know that I ever like actively pursued it until I really did feel like I had an in. And then once I feel like I had that, I've loved it. It's a long process. I did not realize, this has been in the works for like 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
just didn't wake up yesterday.
Yeah, no.
God.
to finally be able to like talk about it publicly and express to people like how much fun this was is it's just been a dream come true. So very, very excited for people to actually get their hands on it and tell me if it's good or tell me how much it sucks, whichever. It doesn't matter. It's the point is that this is a key issue and Santa Claus's first appearance in the Spawn universe. So just check it out for that reason.
So what advice would you have for, I mean, kind of what you just
Yeah.
went over, but any other advice that you would have, for people looking to make the jump, that you made?
I think that I don't know that I'm in a position to give people advice per se, but if I offered anything, I would just say just swing for it. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing is just take the swing because then you're not going to hit a home run if you don't step up to bat.
And who's doing the art on the book?
So the art is Thomas Knocklick, who has done runs on King Spawn and just recently came off of Salmon Twitch Case Files. This is some of the. I mean, it's not even hyperbole to say that this is like some of the best work that Knocklick has ever done. I mean, this guy is a machine, and he is pumping out pages. And I have like literally just every day, not to tie it back into Christmas, but every day has felt like Christmas on some level for me and my brother as we get in and see, and seeing what we wrote in the script, and then seeing how Knocklick has sort of taken that, interpreted it, and drawn it on the page is just, I mean, it's just wild. I would say we've written some pretty dark stuff, but then to see Knocklick take it and put it on the page is where I see it. Then I see it, and I'm like, wow, we need therapy. Like this is some pretty demented stuff.
How was it working with your brother? I mean, I have two other brothers, and I don't know if I could do a creative project with one of them.
Andrew's my best friend. He's one of the funniest people that I know. He's a very creative guy, and it's honestly, I've loved working with him just because it's given us an opportunity to hang out and talk more, and get on the phone every day, and because we don't live in the same place anymore. Like he's actually in North Dakota now because that's where his wife is up there, and that's where her family is. And so being able to have that opportunity to communicate every day this gives us that reason, and it's been awesome. I love working with him.
So is there anything else that maybe, I didn't cover that you want to make sure that people knew about?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you've seen the covers yet. We have a Greg Capullo cover. That's very exciting for number one. The fact that Greg Capullo is like, I would say second to Todd McFarlane as far as his importance to the Spawn universe. And the fact that he's come out, with this, we have a Greg Capullo cover is just insane to me. I'm still over the moon about it. I promise you, when I hold this book in my hands, I will probably cry like a baby right on it. It's a love letter for Spawn fans, and we definitely have more planned. There's more in the pipeline, so I would say pre-order this book, check it out, and hopefully we get to do another one.
And can people find more from you, more about you? Anywhere? Feel free to pimp anything.
Yeah. I'm on
Instagram
at CK Comedy, and Twitter is at Chris Killian, and people still call it Twitter. Is it Twitter or X? I
refuse to call it X. It's like the uncle that wants you to call him, some stupid nickname, and you're like, no, you're.
I have another brother who, for a little while, wanted to go by, like, a couple people at his restaurant called him Parker because they thought he looked like Peter Parker, and I was like, Michael, no, I'm not gonna. If you watch this, Michael, I'm not going to call you a new nickname. You don't get to choose your nickname.
Right.
Nicknames are given to you.
That's the thing. You don't get to choose your nickname, and you don't. Plus, Twitter's a shithole. But necessary evil.
But yeah, you can hit me up there, and also, obviously, I'm still the host for comicbook.com. So when you're not checking out Comic Watch over here, then go to comicbook.com, check out your geek news over there. Yeah, that's about it.
And what are you reading? Anything?
Well, lately it's just been all Spawn. So that would be that's I have been inundated with Spawn things. So that's not all true. I do have a couple of others. The Cul-de-sac by Wayshack is really good right now. That's something else that I've really been enjoying, but mostly Spawn. And so yeah, just check out I Saw Santa. It's FOC is November 3rd and hits comic book shelves November 26th, and it's a double issue. So, and then the second part to the story comes out December 24th on Christmas Eve.
How apropos, I guess. All right. Well, thank you very much, and glad we were able to connect. And
thank you so much for having me.
enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll look forward to checking it out.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you.